Let's talk about veganism, baby. Let's talk about you and me all night long.
I raised pigs. I was like 6 or 7 years old, and I was raising my pigs. Her name was Rosie, one of my favorite pigs in the world. And so I would sing with her. She'd come to bed with me. Like, I'm not even joking. Like,
I believe you.
Farm in Missouri. And I didn't know at the time until one day, because my family said that she had moved on and we had sold her. And one day we were sitting at the table and my mom literally was like, "Oh, well, just eat your breakfast." And my sister was mad at me because I had ratted on her for something. And my sister goes, "We're eating Rosie right now." And
Oh, no!
That's horrible.
my eyes out and threw up, and I didn't eat pork for at least a month.
When I say vegan, what kind of words come to mind?
Vegetables.
Okay.
No meat.
No meat.
I love meat.
When I say vegan, what kind of words come to mind?
Broccoli and cauliflower.
That's depressing. When I say veganism, what kind of words come to mind?
Not eating byproducts of animals, so no meat, no milk, loving animals.
Basically, veganism is like an ethical stance against animal abuse. Do you guys like animals?
Love animals.
Yes, I was raised on a farm.
Oh, yeah?
Yes.
So if you love animals, do you think it makes sense to pay for them to be violently slaughtered?
No.
No.
No, absolutely not.
Do you like animals?
I love animals.
Do you think it's possible to love animals while also paying for them to be chopped up?
Oh, you can't do this to me.
Do you love animals?
I do. I have a doggy.
Do you have any like pets?
Absolutely. Yeah.
What kind?
I have pet rats, and I have cats and a dog.
Do you think you could like ethically or humanely kill your dog? Like, would that make it okay?
To eat?
Yeah.
No, I don't eat dog.
So do you think that there's any difference between like Rosie and like a pig that you buy like at the grocery store, or are they both individuals?
It's so hard to say. I do eat meat.
No, I know. I used to eat meat too. I just never thought about this. So that's why I'm asking people these questions.
So I do eat meat, and like that was like my pet at the time. So like I couldn't see myself eating my pet.
Would you ever eat your dog?
Fuck no.
Okay. So do you think that animals only have value based on like emotional connections we have with them, or do they just have inherent value as individuals, kind of like we do?
I think they're valuable, but I think it's not thought about in that manner.
I agree. Yeah.
Don't think about it.
We're so disconnected from it.
You eating whatever. Yes.
So true.
Do you think there's like a moral difference between a dog and like a pig or a cow?
You know, it's so funny. I actually had this conversation with someone literally 2 days ago, and I was like, I kind of feel bad for eating this or whatever, because it actually is kind of the same concept, and it's crazy that we're brought up in a world that does this and it's like the norm. But I've had thought in about it before.
Because something's cultural, does that make it like the right thing to do?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
No, I mean, there was things, you know, back in the day
That was
history
considered
that was
cultural.
considered, yeah, like the norm back then, but it's totally not okay now. I mean, even like human rights, you know?
Yeah, or like women's, like 100 years ago, like women had to fight for the right to vote. Like most people didn't want women to be able to vote, and like that's
Yeah.
crazy to us now.
Yeah, and even like,
Yeah.
you know, segregation,
Yeah.
you know, not everyone being, yeah, it's crazy. So human rights, animal rights, you know, hopefully one day we'll get to a better place. I mean, I'm not a vegan, but
Well, you sound like you're open to being vegan in the future. Is that right?
yeah, and I have a lot of friends that are vegan, my family members that are vegan, and, you know, I'm definitely supportive and understand, so.
Do you know about like some of the other things that animal agriculture does, like deforestation and climate change and pandemics and things like that?
Yes.
So you guys know like the leading cause of pandemics.
The cows and the gas fumes, and yes,
Yep.
I've read up on it.
I
Does that make you also want to eat less meat?
In my mind, yes, at the time, but again, you just don't think about it.
Well, it's not that I don't think about it. Like, I mean, I've thought about it, but I'm also like, well, I've ate it. I've done this. It probably shouldn't be, but I'm still gonna do it, and it's the taste that I grew up with.
Do you think that like the taste pleasure you get from something is worth putting the animals through that?
No, but what are we going to do when we're overrun with cattle?
Do you think that would happen?
I don't know. It very well could.
Yeah, so the way I see it is that the world's not going to go vegan overnight, you know,
Right.
It's going to happen gradually, and the only reason these animals exist is because they're bred into existence so farmers can sell them. If they can't sell them, they're not going to breed them, so it will happen gradually.
Yeah.
Do you think that the difference in taste justifies what we do to the animals?
No, it does not.
No.
It still doesn't justify it.
You guys sound so like remorseful.
No, because now I feel bad.
Yeah.
Now I feel like really bad. 'Cause, like,
Do you think that, you mentioned it was delicious, do you think that like the pleasure we get from something justifies the action?
No.
Okay. So would you say that the life of an animal is more important than your taste buds?
It technically should be.
It should be, yeah.
The majority doesn't, and we've been brought up that way. So
Right.
it's
Yeah,
really
exactly.
difficult,
We
your
never
whole
even
life.
think about this stuff.
You don't think about it, no. But if the conversation gets open more, and maybe I don't know, maybe eventually it could change in the future.
Well, what would stop you from going vegan?
I think that if there was more people on board and I knew that like my one person would make a big difference, then I would jump on board with a group effort to do it.
I think a lot of people are waiting for that, and I totally was too. And then I found out that in like 2014, 400 million fewer cows were slaughtered in the U.S. than 2007 because people were eating less cows. So it's already had an effect. And like if you walk into the grocery store, there used to just be cow's milk, but now there's oat milk, soy milk, rice milk. Like it's already.
I do like almond milk. I do
Yeah.
like my almond milk.
Dude, that is good.
Do you think you need animal products to survive?
I'm not really sure.
Oh, really?
I think that some people, like it's a nutrient that we need.
Really? What do we need from meat?
No.
No, I'm just asking because
Like iron, I know
protein.
Yes.
Sure. So I used to think the same thing, that like we needed meat to survive, and then I found out that the American Dietetic Association says that a vegan diet is perfectly healthy and nutritionally adequate for all stages.
I believe that.
Do you think that you'd be more in line with your morals if you went vegan?
Most likely, yes.
Yes, for sure.
But you say you feel bad about it. Do you think maybe being vegan would be more in line with your morals?
I mean, yeah, and who knows what tomorrow will bring. I've definitely thought about it, though, and I'm definitely becoming more conscious of
That's
it.
awesome.
Yeah, because I think about it, I'm like, oh my God, these animals, like, they have families too. And it's
Yeah, and they're
like-
broken up.
Yeah, and like imagine like people doing that to us,
Yeah, that's amazing. It shows you have like a lot of empathy, which, I feel like some people, like we just like forget that they're individual beings. And my last question, if you could press a button and everyone in the world would go vegan, would that be a world you want to live in?
I think I could, actually. I really do think I could.
It's not that I couldn't. I would do it, but I would like to see what would happen, because like overpopulation, I know like can happen.
Is there enough crops?
certain-
Is
yeah,
there enough crop
enough?
area to
Right,
sustain?
because it's
So, okay, that's a really important point I want to touch on. There's 77 billion land animals that we feed every year. Yet 800 million people are starving. So we're like we basically go into developing countries, take their grain, feed it to the livestock that we eat, and then people are starving.
That makes sense.
If you could push a button and make the world vegan, would you? So that there wasn't animal abuse, there weren't these animals being tortured for food?
Yeah, actually, because that world would be a better place because there's no hate or murder or anything like that. So yeah, I mean that, even with like humans too, like it would just be a more beautiful place in the world.